For the past 10 years, Alex Thompson, a 38-year-old business owner, had crafted a vibrant life in Portland. Together with his wife, Sophia, a 34-year-old marketing expert known for her brilliant mind and drive, they raised 2 young children, a boy and a girl, in a home that seemed to radiate contentment. To those around them, their existence sparkled with achievement. A charismatic duo, an unbreakable bond, and a promising horizon. Friends often envied their deep connection, seeing them as the epitome of love and success. Yet, beneath this flawless exterior, cracks were silently spreading. Over the last 6 months, Alex noticed a change in Sophia. She became more withdrawn, her focus often glued to her phone, her behavior distracted. She spoke of late-night work obligations, unexpected professional gatherings, and occasional nights out with friends. At first, Alex brushed aside his unease, placing full trust in her. But her secretive smiles at her screen, cryptic texts, and a sudden surge in her workload planted seeds of doubt in his mind. He tried to dismiss these feelings, comforted by friends who said all relationships have their ups and downs. Still, in the stillness of their shared bed at night, a persistent unease suggested something was gravely wrong. The turning point came when Sophia's boss, Mark, a 40-year-old tech titan, invited them to an exclusive networking event at his luxurious penthouse. Mark carried himself with commanding presence, dressed in impeccably tailored suits, his charm polished but his smile never quite reaching his eyes. He seemed to have everything, yet Alex couldn't ignore the prolonged looks Mark directed at Sophia, or the way his hand lingered on her shoulder during their greeting. Alex pushed the thought away. Surely no man would invite a husband to such an occasion if he were involved with his wife. Still, a quiet instinct told him to remain alert. That evening, the penthouse buzzed with elegance, filled with well-dressed guests sipping premium champagne as a jazz ensemble played softly in the background. Portland's skyline glimmered through floor-to-ceiling windows. Sophia, stunning in a sleek black dress, her hair and makeup flawless, effortlessly drew attention. Alex stood by her side, proud yet weighed down by an unshakable heaviness in his chest. Sophia moved through the crowd, chatting with colleagues and unsurprisingly Mark. At first, everything appeared normal. Roughly an hour into the event, Sophia excused herself, saying she needed to speak with a friend in a quieter part of the penthouse. Alex nodded, masking the suspicion tightening his throat. He mingled with other guests, attempting to dispel his growing unease, but the knot in his gut only grew tighter. Unable to resist any longer, he quietly slipped away, navigating the sprawling hallways until he reached a secluded garden terrace, hidden from the party's noise. Then he heard voices. One was Mark's, smooth and self-assured, laced with the arrogance of too much wine. The other belonged to a man Alex didn't recognize, another guest. Alex froze, his pulse racing, as he leaned closer to listen. "I don't know how she pulls it off," Mark said with a laugh. "Sophia slips away from her husband and into my embrace like it's effortless. Last weekend at that waterfront hotel was unforgettable. You wouldn't believe the details." Alex's stomach twisted, his breath catching. He edged closer, hands trembling, forcing himself to hear more. "Does her husband have any idea?" the other man asked, his voice cautious. "You're playing a dangerous game." Mark's tone oozed confidence. Alex is too caught up in his own ventures to notice. And Sophia? She's sharp enough to keep everything hidden. Smarter than most women I've known. The words sliced through Alex, shattering his reality. His wife, his partner of a decade, was betraying him with her boss. To Mark, she was merely another trophy. Fury surged within Alex, but he kept it under control. He refused to let it overtake him. Not yet. He needed to be precise, calculated. Over the next few minutes he overheard more. The affair had lasted months, with secret hotel meetings, fabricated work trips, and whispered late-night calls. When Alex finally stepped away from the terrace, his mind was sharp, his doubts replaced by cold clarity. He knew his next steps. That night, he returned home with Sophia, acting the part of the loving husband as if nothing had changed. He smiled, laughed, and held her hand, but behind his calm exterior, a strategy was taking shape. He wouldn't confront her rashly. He needed undeniable proof. In the weeks that followed, Alex became meticulous. He quietly installed tracking software on Sophia's phone, gained access to her email accounts, and enlisted a private investigator. Piece by piece, the truth emerged. Screenshots of text messages, intimate photos, hotel receipts, and call logs. Each discovery pierced his heart, but it also hardened his resolve. He wasn't just going to reveal their betrayal. He was going to ensure their downfall was complete. A month later, another extravagant event at Mark's penthouse provided the perfect stage. The gathering was even grander, filled with powerful investors, executives, and prominent figures. Alex arrived with Sophia on his arm, the image of a devoted husband, while she remained unaware of the storm about to erupt. Halfway through the evening, Alex stepped away from her side and approached the microphone, drawing the room's attention. Sophia, standing near Mark, looked confused but kept a polite smile. "I'd like to offer a toast," Alex began, his voice calm and measured. The room grew quiet, all eyes on him. "To my wife Sophia. For a decade, we've built a life together, raised our children, and created memories I thought would last forever." Sophia's smile faltered, her eyes flicking nervously toward him. Alex continued, his tone steady but cutting. "But sometimes, those you trust most hide betrayals. Betrayals that can unravel everything." The room's atmosphere grew heavy, Sophia's face draining of color as she stepped forward, panic in her eyes. Alex raised a hand to stop her. With a single button press, the large projector screen behind him lit up. Gasps spread through the crowd as images appeared. Photos of Sophia and Mark entering hotels, screenshots of their explicit texts, and recordings of their secret calls. The evidence was irrefutable. Mark's polished facade crumbled, and Sophia's legs nearly buckled. The room erupted in shocked whispers, growing into murmurs of disbelief. Alex's gaze remained steady as he delivered his final words. "In the end, truth always rises to the surface. Tonight, it's no longer concealed." The fallout was swift and severe. Mark's reputation collapsed, forcing him to step down from his company within days. Sophia lost her marriage, her social standing, and the respect she once held. Alex filed for divorce, gained full custody of their children, and emerged with his dignity intact. From the wreckage of betrayal, he forged a stronger, wiser version of himself, reclaiming his peace and his future. His revenge wasn't just in exposing their deceit, it was in seizing back control of his life. And so this story of doubt, heartbreak, and ultimate redemption comes to an end.